The lesson number two is the sunnats of Azan. In the last class, we were see that thing. The caller of Azan is called the Muazzin. The caller of Azan is called the Muazzin. And Azan itself, a call for prayer. Muazzin calls out Azan from a higher point of the masjid. So there are some properties. There are some properties or some characteristics. Means, in simple words, there are some prerequisite. The word prerequisite means the things which are necessary to perform the azan in the masjid. So what these properties are, or what those prerequisite are, we will read them. But first we will see them and then we will discuss them. Okay, Ayan, can you read this one, these paragraphs?
Okay, sir. The properties that a muazzin needs to have can be listed as follows. 1. The
Muazzin.
muazzin must be male.
Okay.
It is makur for a woman to call the azan. The muazzin needs to be sane to have knowledge and
Takwa.
tawakkur.
Takwa.
Taqwa. It is makruh for fasik sinners and ignored people to call azan. If an insane person calls azan, it needs to be called again. It is permissible for a child who is sane and
Sane and okay, you can read it. Able to discriminate
able to discriminate
and
discern
discern.
to call azan.
Okay, so that's good. So Ayan read that the muazzin should be male. This is the first condition because azan should be done by the male. The second point is it is makruh for a woman. Makruh means the thing is allowed, the thing is halal, but not favorable or not liked by the Allah. It is allowed, but it is not liked by the Allah. The muazzin need to be sane. Sane means the person who is sensible, okay, and have a knowledge. And taqwa. Taqwa means the person who is passing his life cleanly, neatly, according to the rules of Allah. It is makruh for fasiks. This thing is makruh for the people who do so many sins or the people who do frequently do the sins. Okay, or the ignorant people who pray for some time, means one time or two time and that's it. So it's makruh for them to give the azan because Allah don't like that thing, that the person who do the sins frequently or the person who ignore the namaz frequently, that person will give the azan. Allah didn't like it, so it become makruh. As I am telling this thing again to you that makruh means the thing is halal, but the point is it is not liked or favorable by the Allah. It is not liked by the Allah. So it needs to okay. If insane person, insane means the person who doesn't have any sense, or a mad person. The person who doesn't have any sense or a mad person calls the azan, it need to be called again. In Islam, it needs to be called again. It is permissible for a child who is sane and able to discriminate or discern to call azan. Okay, so the word here we use it's mumayyaz. Able to discriminate means a child who is sensible, who can know the words of the azan and also knows the wrong and the correct pronunciation of those words, which can discriminate or check the word. Those that child can give the azan, calls out azan from the mosque. So these are the some things related to the namaz. These are the two properties which is related to the namaz. Basically, the azan for the namaz. So there is a reason. The reason for not being bringing the child who have less age, more than the if some child is less than 7 years of age, then it is not preferable to bring him in the masjid. Why? Because those who have less age, first the namaz is not, first thing is that namaz is not first on them, the people who have less age than the 7. Secondly, they doesn't have a sense of cleanliness. because they are the very young child. They doesn't have any sense of cleanliness. Okay, so mosque is a place which should be clean. So that's why they are there. Third point is that they, those the children who have a less age than the 7, sometimes they are start laughing, they are start talking, or they are hanging around or roaming around in the masjid during a prayer. So it would be not look good, because if the people are praying and some child is walking in the masjid in front of the people, then it would be difficult for them to perform salah. So that's why this is the reason that only the sane persons can give the azan, and the same peoples can perform the salah. It's first on the people, those who have mind and those who understand the things of the namaz. Now the third point, moving towards the third point, the third point is telling us about,
Sir,
okay, yes, someone is saying something.
so what is the meaning of sane?
Sane means sensible. Sensible, the person who understands the things. it's a
Okay, sir.
it's a opposite of insane. It's the opposite of insane. Insane means the person who is getting out of the anger, or who is getting angered, or a mad person. It's an insane person. So, but the person who is opposite of insane, it's a sane person. Sane means the sensible. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now we are moving towards the next one. The next point is there. Okay. So Ashal, can you read this one? This third point.
Yes, sir. The muezzin needs to have wudu when he calls adhan, and he needs to call it by standing. There is no drawback to calling adhan without wudu. It is makruh to call iqama without wudu. However, it it does not have to be called again. It is makruh.
Okay, okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. Ashal, thank you. Okay, so I shall read that. There is a third point. The third point is telling us that the muazzin needs to have a wuzu when he is calling a azan from the speaker of a masjid. If any muazzin is giving a azan, so it's needs to have a wuzu. It's that muazzin should have a wuzu. Okay, but see, there is no drawback, there is no issue to call the azan without wuzu. So there is a point. There is a technical point. It's that the muazzin needs to have wuzu when he calls azan, and muazzin should have to call the azan by standing. Muazzin should have to call the azan by standing. There is no drawback. There is no issue. There is no problem to call the azan without wuzu. Now it is makruh to call ikama without the wuzu. It is makruh to call ikamat, to perform the ikamat without wuzu. However, it does not have to be called again. For example, azan is done. Now it's time for a ikamat, and the person is performing the ikamat. That person doesn't have a wuzu, so it's makruh. It's not haram. It's halal, but it is not liked by the Allah. Means the person who gives the ikamat, because after the ikamat the namaz is begin immediately. So it's a makruh. It's allowed, but it is not liked by the Allah. So, however, it does not have to be called again. If some any person do the ikamat without wuzu, then it is makruh, but it not needs to be called again. Now, Aram, can you read this one, Aram? Aram, can you read this paragraph?
It is makruh for a
Junub,
jun-
junub,
junub person
person, yes, yes. It is makruh for a junub person to call ikama.
Ikama, if he does it need to be called again?
Yes.
There is no drawback to calling ad- adhan by sitting for a person who calls adhan for himself. It is necessary to call a
Ikama.
ikama by standing.
Okay. So they are telling the point. Aram, read that. The point is telling us that it is makruh for a junub person to call ikama. In the simple words, the person who give or call the ikamat, he should be at the back of the imam. He should be at the back of the alim. The person who is leading the namaz, the person should be at the back of that imam. That person should have to give the ikamat. It is makruh. It's not haram, it's halal, but it is not liked. The thing which is liked by the Allah for the ikamat is that the person should be at the back of the imam. There is no problem, there is no drawback to calling azan by sitting for a person who calls azan for himself. If person is giving azan for himself only, then it is okay. But for the people, for the area, so if some person wants to give the azan, they should have to be stand. But if someone is giving azan for himself, they can give the azan by sitting. It is necessary to call ikama by standing. The akamat which we said just before the salah, like Allah Akbar, like this, we will say this thing before just before the namaz or the salah. So this is the ikamat. It is necessary to call by standing, because after that, after this 2 or 3 seconds, the salah will be started. So these are the some points related to the salah, that it is preferable. It is preferable or considered best at in the standing position. That if someone calls the ikamat in the standing position, it's a preferred one. Everybody understand that point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, point number 4. Hassan, can you read this one, Hassan?
Yes, sir. The Muazzin needs to call Adhan in a high place by turning toward the Qibla. He needs to turn to the right while uttering Hayya ala Salah, Hayya ala Salah, and to the left while uttering Hayya al Falah. If he called it from a minaret, he needs to turn to the Qibla and then move from right to left around the minaret balcony.
Okay, so that's good. So Hassan, read that the muazzin needs to call the azan in a high place by turning towards the qibla. Means that person should be stand in front of the direction of the qibla and at the high place in the masjid. He needs to turn the right while uttering, just moving the head towards the right side while giving the azan. And when the person who is giving the azan and when they comes to those words, what those words are, the word is hayya ala salah. When the person is saying that word for the first time, they needs to move their face or they needs to turn towards the right, and they again have to say the hayya al falah. This time they have to move towards the left while saying hayya al falah. So we say hayya al falah 2 times. One is for left, another is for right side. If he calls it from the minaret is just for the minar. If the muazzin give the azan from the minar, so is that if he needs to turn to the qibla and then move from right to left around the minaret balcony. If that person is standing on the minar, that person should be moved towards the right and then towards the left minaret. In the same way, wherever they are performing, first they have to face the Qibla, then when they come to the word Hayya ala Salah, then they have to move towards or turn towards the right side. And after the right side, they have to turn towards the left side. And after moving this one left side, they again came back to the middle one, the position in which they started calling out the azan. Everybody understand that point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So question number 5. Sorry, it's not a question, it's a point number
Sir,
5. What
I
does
have a question.
yes? What is the question?
Do we have a test tomorrow?
Okay, wait. Now the point number 5. The point number 5 is there. Afan, can you read this one?
When the Muadhan calls Adhan and Akama, he must not talk even if he is granted while calling Adhan. He cannot reply at that time or later. It is mark. It is marker to speak a little and it is necessary to call it again. It is speaks a lot.
Okay. So wait for a second. There is azan going on. Wait for 30 seconds. So that azan will be ended and then I will continue. Okay. So now when the Muazzin calls, Afan read that when the Muazzin calls azan and ikamat, he must not talk. So, even if he is greeted while calling azan, he cannot reply at that time or later. It is makruh to speak a little. It is necessary to call it again if he speaks aloud. For example, if the person is saying the azan and then there is a time between the salah of 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and that person who gives the azan talks a lot, then they have to give the azan again. Okay? If someone is greeted them, means some people are coming to make a salam, they can make a salam, but if they talked a lot, so they can make it again, they can make it again. It is makruh to talk a little. It is means it is halal to talk a little, but it is not liked by the Allah. So it is necessary or preferred to call the azan and then try not to speak anything and give the akamat and perform the namaz. And then you can talk or any person can talk. So it is not allowed. It's a property. The muazzin should call the azan and ikamat. The time between the azan and the ikamat, in that time the muazzin should not be allowed to speak. If that it is makruh to speak a little. But if the muazzin talks a lot, then it should be call it again if that person speaks a lot. Everybody understand that point? That property, everyone
Yes,
Yes,
understand that?
sir.
So this is the fifth
Yes, sir.
property or the fifth part we see regarding the muazzin and the azan. So there is a practice sheet available in that
Sir,
lesson. Yes, you are saying something, Ayan?
I already tried to print, but my printer is not working. It always print later.
Okay, let me tell you one solution. There are three ways to do the assignment. Okay, the two are the easiest one, and the one is the technical one. The two is you can print it or write it. If you don't want to print or your printer is not working, you can write the answer in the notebook. These are the two common ways. But there is a one
Sir, could I
technical
do it
point.
later?
One technical point is that the Word file, the file which you are seeing on my screen, this file exactly available in the course material. You can open that file and type the answer there. So that you just have to type the answer and you will get the answer. Simple. The solution is yours. This one is a technical solution, and this solution is always going in the big classes. Like in your class, in the fourth class, I tell this solution to the big class. In the 4, 5, and 6 classes, we use this trick to write the things. If you want to
Sir,
write, you can write directly in the Word file. so that it will
Sir,
take
could
you.
I write it later? Because my printer prints it later.
Okay, sure, you can print it. You can print it later and you can write it later, but try to take a screenshot of those things.
Okay, sir.
Okay, one more thing. I am seeing that some students are continuously sending the uh, assignments and the works, whatever we are doing. Some students are continuously sending the stuff in the mail, and I am also noting down that who is sending the classwork, the picture of the classwork or not. So if someone misses any classwork previously, so they can send it now. It's okay. If it is late, it's okay. No issue. No problem. You can send it. Just take a picture of that classwork, whatever the questions we have done, and send it to me on the mail. If you already sent it and I send you the message, then it's okay. So now the yes, I am. Now the number of sentences of calling for azan is 16 sentences. What do you think?
I think true.
Okay, so I will tell you this sentence. In a 1 second, I will tell you the answer. But the point is, it's your home task that you have to check that how many verses, or how many Quranic verses or the Islamic verses are there in the Azan. You have to just count them. You can do that
Excuse me, sir.
home task in 2 minutes. If you have internet, you can do that thing in very easy way.
It's 15.
Okay, yes, someone is saying there is a music going on.
Sir, I want to say something.
Okay, yes,
I did the assignment and got no mistake.
okay, that's a nice thing. Now,
Sir,
yes,
sir, there are 15 sentences.
so it's true. The question number C is true. Communal is the word is taken out from the community. It means that Azan is a Fardhi Kifaya. Fardhi Kifaya means the thing which is a responsibility of a community. So anybody who have sense, who have a wuzu, that person can perform the Azan. The question number D is saying that. What is the meaning of Azan? Yes, what do you think? What is the meaning of Azan?
It
Sir,
means
to listen.
Okay. You are saying to
means
listen.
Sir,
to
I know. To
announce the
call the
time of the
community
prayer.
for Salah, to pray. To call the
Okay.
community for prayer.
Okay, this is the use of the Azan. This is the use of the Azan. Okay. That's good. It's very near to the answer. The point you raised, it's very near to the answer.
It means to announce the time of prayers to the community.
Yes, that's good. So the meaning of Azan means to listen in the start. And if someone told me the meaning, it's to listen.
Not me.
Okay, that's good. So the literal meaning in Urdu we can say lafzi matlab. A literal meaning of the azan is to listen. The literal meaning of azan is to listen. Azan means to listen. It's a call towards prayers. It's a call towards prayer. So azan means to listen and it's a call towards prayer. So this is the answer for the question number 2. Caller of azan is One. Are you guys noting it down?
Yes, sir, I take a screenshot.
Okay. What about the others? Are you guys noting it down?
Sir, I also took screenshot.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But remember you have to send this to me in the
Sir, when?
in the chat. After once we finish that one practice sheet, you can send it in the mail. So the question is, what is the meaning of azan? Azan means to listen. It's a call towards prayer. Caller of azan is a muezzin. The question number 3 is saying that we insert two sentences during the azan, the dash and dash, and they are after saying. What are the two sentences? Basically, it's a one sentence calling out two times. This is a one sentence calling out two times. This is a one sentence calling out two times. What do we call that sentence? Anybody knows that one?
الصلاة خير من النوم.
Okay, that's it.
And another time. الصلاة خير من النوم and الصلاة خير من النوم. Two
Okay.
times.
What about the others? What's others are saying? Only one student gave the answer. What about the others?
Sir, I don't know answer.
Okay. So the answer told by the Ashal is correct. It's as-salatu khairum minan naum. Okay. It's as-salatu khairum minan naum. We said it two times. The meaning of that thing is prayer is better than sleep. The prayer is better than sleep. So we insert two sentences during the azan of Fajr prayer. They are as-salatu khairum minan naum. Prayer is better than sleep. We said this sentence two times. We said this sentence two times. And they are after saying. So after saying which word? After saying which word we call it?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, is it necessary to write prayer is better than sleep?
You can just write the meaning. Because sometimes what happen when we write the Arabic, sometimes we forgot. So if we write the translation, it will fulfill the equation of the question. It will fulfill the equation of the
Okay, sir.
question that you write the translation of that verse. Okay. So did you guys write it?
No, sir, I'm writing.
Sir,
Okay.
the class is over.
Okay. Yes. That's why I am asking. The time of the period is finished. We will continue it from here and along with the new lesson. So we are stopping it here. We will start our lesson
Okay,
from
sir.
here and
Bye,
we
sir.
will
Have a
write it.
nice day.
Okay. Bye everyone. Have a nice day to you.
Sir, I did the assignment in
Allah
that.
Hafiz, sir. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you,
Take
Anil.
care.
Bye everyone.